Hello, I'm Catherine Rowan, and I'm recording my New Year message and card reading on video. I have been doing a monthly card reading for my email list for the last couple of years, and this is the first time that I've actually recorded it on video rather than in writing. If you don't know me, my name is Catherine Rowan. I do some coaching, mentoring, and healing work mainly with women, and it's often around new models of power from a feminine perspective, and helping women leaders to heal those places where they don't hold their power, where they feel that they've given away power in the past, and helping them to look at new ways really to be in the world, to give their gifts, to activate their creativity, and to achieve their potential in the world. So my New Year card reading, I've been over the course of today, and it's currently around just 2 o'clock in my location in the south of the UK on New Year's Eve at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. And I've spent this morning listening to some YouTube videos, some astrologers that I like, human design teachers that I like to listen to listen to the themes that are being talked about as we move into 2024. And most of those that I've listened to, it's been quite detailed. But if I can just do a quick summary, most are talking about ongoing shifting energies, which are often points that are mentioned, or things like Pluto moving into Aquarius and what this means for changes in our power structures. They're talking about the Earth moving through the photon belt and the amount of light coming onto the planet, and how this is activating humans and other life forms, of course, and what this will actually mean for all of us over the forthcoming years. And on the background of that, I'm thinking of all the shifts that have been talked about actually throughout this century, which we're now almost a quarter into, given it's 2024. And of course, there was a lot of information about shifting energies before 212, and now there's a lot more, some associated with Pluto moving into Aquarius, and the human design ones associated with 2027, when due to the precession of equinoxes, our Earth will be in a different, what they call a different gate in human design. And these gates, they're in for several hundred years. So it's a big shift in the energies. So I'm just saying that my card reading is against the background of very shifting energies in the cosmos, which of course are available to us, and in this world characterized by dualistic energies, which we can call yin and yang, is often the way that we look at it, and we see this in terms of the ways that we function in the world, the polarization that we experience, that when things are rapidly moving in one way, there's a development, there seems to be the opposing almost like backwards movement, the regressive movement, the advanced movement, and the regressive movement. So we always have these going on. So it's a question of how we actually use these energies to best effect for ourselves. This is the way I think of it. And the word, as I was listening to all these, the word sort of, one of the card packs actually that I use very frequently is Alana Fairchild's Sacred Rebels card pack. And these words, Sacred Rebel and Sacred Warrior, were coming to me as I was listening to these different YouTube videos. And it's a theme which I resonate very strongly with, partly maybe my Venus in Aries, and also a prominent gate in my human design chart, which we're actually in this week, gate 38, which is about the sort of like the sacred struggle, if you like. So my theme therefore, for 2024 is to look at it as and question, is this the year of where the sacred warrior, the sacred rebel energy will be very prevalent? Certainly there's a call for more spiritual leadership on the planet, and yet we see those in leadership positions as seemingly anything but spiritual. And so maybe this spiritual leadership is more of a grassroots level. Maybe that is people like, you and me focusing on what spiritual leadership means for us. And for me, it's simply explained, but it's not so easy to to always be that. But I think that's the rebel or the warrior is holding this line, walking this knife edge between the places where we still operate in the shadow energies, our fear-based energies, the areas where it's easy for us to go into conflict with another, and those parts of us that are already wise, already enlightened, already know about harmony and healing and how the world we would like to see and like to live in. So I've drawn 4 cards, and my first question was, if this is the year of the sacred rebel or the sacred warrior, the spiritual warrior, what will be the predominant theme? What should be the predominant theme that we should hold to throughout the year? So I've drawn this card from the pack for this, number 19. Dream a beautiful dream. So these images are really lovely on these cards, and I like to contemplate the images and consider what that means to me. What does dream a beautiful dream actually mean? And to me, this speaks of actually bringing more beauty, what each of us can do to bring more beauty onto the planet. And I'm using that word beauty as I see it, what it means in a spiritual sense, as opposed to what it might mean in the sort of like the mundane sense. So beauty to me are the more refined, the so-called higher energies, if you like. Beauty is about being a beacon of healing for others. It's about bringing our creative gifts to others. It's like, what can we do? What can we do to make the world more beautiful, more harmonious? What can we do to make our internal environment more beautiful, more harmonious? Where are we, each of us, in conflict within? It's time to heal that. It's time to do this healing. What's not healed within is expressed without. So when we see the ongoing conflicts in the world and how absolutely tragic some of these appear to be in terms of the loss and damage to human life, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. It's easy to feel helpless. So what can we do? We can look for inside. Where are we still in battle and conflict with others, with ourselves? What do we need to bring some sort of like healing salve to that? And what's our own unique medicine that we can give out to others? That's what I see as dreaming a beautiful dream, focusing on what we can do to heal ourselves and others, to bring beauty into the world. So the second question I asked was about the focus for our inner work. So although I've talked about it a bit with the first card, let's see if we can, the second card enables us to go a little bit deeper and gives us a little bit more refinement on that question. So the second card I drew when I asked that question, card number 8, be the hunter, not the hunted. We've got this very magnificent looking owl here. So again, what does it mean? These things can be quite cryptic. So as I see it, when we're in the position of being the hunter and not the hunted, when we're the hunted, to me, that speaks of being in the victim position, being out of control of our lives. And being the hunter doesn't mean we're out there, with this image of hunting and killing, which is, the sort of, if we think of, that type of hunting. But what about this going on the hunt for these shadowy places, these places where we're at our most protected, at our least vulnerable, where we're protecting those deep vulnerabilities, where our wounds? What if we go on the hunt for those places that have not yet been healed? What is it that we need to, what is it that we still need to transform? So this to me is the hunter, and I drew it, I remember the question, I drew it with regard to inner work. So for our inner work, let's hunt those places, those spaces inside of us, which are in need of that beauty, that healing, that harmony that card number 1 speaks of. And where does that take us? So card number 3, card number 2, I asked about the inner work. Card number 3, I asked for how do we express outwardly in the world as the sacred rebel or the sacred warrior? This is card number 20. Softly, softly, the tender touch. Yes, yes. I think this is one certainly a big learning for me, an ongoing learning. I think an ongoing learning for all of us, because we've all been, well, most say all, that's too broad, but the vast majority, culturally, we're guided to, push, to work harder. No pain, no gain. We're culturally, we're trained to sort of like flog ourselves in the name of work and in the name of achievement, in the name of, earning a living, in the name of getting things done. So I know from human design, which I've been studying for a while now. And if you don't know anything about human design, it's about the different energy types that each of us are. And there are 4 main energy types: generators, projectors, manifestors, and reflectors. And they're not evenly distributed. Generators are 70%, projectors 20%, manifestors 8% or 9%, and reflectors 1 to 2%. So softly, softly, actually what human design tells us, we're all, we've been told, particularly in recent decades, we can all go out and we can manifest, and it's, a lot we can achieve based on our own efforts. But according to human design, only 8% are manifestors. The rest of us should be responding, the generators, 70% responding, projectors, which is my type, 20% waiting for an invitation. So responding, waiting for an invitation, this sounds a lot more like softly, softly, the tender touch. Most of us need to take our hands off the driving wheel a little bit more in our lives and wait and see what's happening. Respond to what's happening around us if you're a generator. Waiting for the invitation to help others and give advice if you're a projector. You know, this is about not giving unsolicited advice. That doesn't regard, you may wonder what I'm doing giving a video, but this isn't personal unsolicited advice. This is just a video which you choose whether you want to watch or not. So yes, you can, if you're a projector, you can put yourself out there, you can talk on videos and other things, but this is talking specifically to not giving other people your wisdom unless they have asked specifically. And the generators similarly, generators respond. Most of us, it does not go down well when we do things and initiate things than when nobody's asking for us to initiate them. So take a rest this year. Softly, softly, wait and see what's happening. See if the situation is requiring a response from you or whether you've been invited to step into that situation. And the final thing that I asked of is what would be a key for maintaining harmony and balance for ourselves this year? 34. Be in the world, not of the world. Okay, this is quoted a lot in spiritual circles, much more easily said than done. And I truly believe not very many people fully understand it unless they've been down the spiritual route, unless they've had openings, unless they really understand how the world works energetically in terms of the dualistic forces. And then the larger context of what is beyond duality. What does it mean to be beyond duality? How do we actually harmonize those dualistic forces? We live in the world of duality. So to be in the world but not of it is to see beyond it. It's like Einstein is credited with saying, no problem can be solved at the same level of consciousness that created it. So for me to remain balanced and harmony, I need to be at a level of consciousness that has a larger perspective than the majority of the world is engaged in. So how do you take this greater view? How do you step into that? Well, one way, card readings. Hopefully my card reading has helped you to have a little bit of that for the new year. And your spiritual work, your emotional work. There are a lot of us out here who have spent decades doing the work and are now in the position where we can share in a competent way, through coaching, mentoring, healing. And I do have a few things coming up. So if you'd like my help with any of these themes, with these cards, I'd love to chat with you. These are in my areas of expertise. I do have a short program that is a small group program. It'll be just a small number of people, 8. It will be the maximum. And it starts next Sunday, the 7th of January, and I'm calling it the Power and Beauty Reboot because these are 2 themes which I feel characterize my work with people. So we are going to be looking at in the new model for power, where your own power leaks are and transforming those. And also from a beauty point of view, one of the things that I do is I do bespoke color palettes for people based on their light vibration. And we talk about, dressing in accordance with those palettes. This is one way. Another way we can bring beauty into the world is through the way that we show up. And it's not about beauty in the general collective meaning of that word, but it's about bringing our own, I used the term before, our own unique medicine into the world. Our healing medicine, and where we wear colors that are in harmony with our natural vibration. That does bring a gift to others, an energetic gift to others. So we're going to do some work with color, looking at the pigments in your hair, skin, and eyes, And the third part of it, we're also going to do some energy work for harmony, health, and balance in the new year. I've been a Qigong practitioner for more than 20 years, and I'm trained to teach it in a couple of different Qigong presentations. But the one that I like the most is a form of Qigong, which is non-dual and has also been scientifically validated. It's called Zhineng Qigong. So we're going to be doing some Qigong as well. And also introducing you, if you're not aware of it's not a new, an old feminine framework for power, which comes from the Indian tantric traditions, where the feminine is power and the different aspects of the feminine are seen as different aspects of power, which I find this model is very, very healing for all of us, women or men. We live in a world where the feminine has been invalidated for many, many centuries, and to bring that back to us in a world that really, I feel, looks for that, whether you're a man or a woman, there's healing needed of the feminine principle. But particularly for women in leadership, I find this model is so healing, so validating for them. And it's amazing that the shifts that can be provided. So if you're interested in that, it's 8 weeks. It's called the Power and Beauty Reboot. I'll put the link below the video. And if you'd be interested in private, working with me privately, coaching, healing, mentoring, yeah, please contact me. I'd love to speak to you. And I hope that New Year reading has provided a few themes for you to contemplate, to have a think about. And Happy New Year. Lots of love.